What recommendations do you have to improve Jamaican healthcare, and do you think there is a need for more public hospitals?
Our health outcomes today are largely the result of the cutting-edge approach we took to primary health care in the 70s. When we started these what were called type 1 clinics, the maternal and child health clinics, which, some of them were just manned by nurses' aides, but helped coach mothers about nutrition, weigh the babies and gave advice on how to supplement the nutrition and all that, reduce infant mortality. Today, our health challenges are different. We now have to face the chronic illnesses, which are, exacerbated by lifestyle, the hypertension, the diabetes, etc. Exactly. If we think we can invest in tertiary health care to address that, is really going to give us a very low yield on that investment. What we need to do is to invest in managing these chronic diseases. So for example, if a person has hypertension and or diabetes, if we manage that properly, we can avoid them becoming a end-stage renal disease patient. Because once they need dialysis, they'll be on that for the rest of their lives. And that will be extremely expensive.
Jamaica is currently undertaking large infrastructure projects, largely facilitated by the Chinese. These consist in the main of roadworks which will better link the country. What are your thoughts on this initiative, and will you endorse its execution?
When we were going through our macroeconomic challenges, and the only capital, the international capital we could access was from the China Exim Bank or the China Development Bank, which came tied or married to Chinese contractors. We didn't have a choice then. My concern is that as we've improved, as we've paid a high price in terms of fiscal discipline, in terms of sacrifice of our workers, of our nationals generally, we are now in a position where we can put these things to public tender. We can raise money on the capital markets at very competitive rates, on our domestic capital markets even. So we don't have to accept these married projects. In Jamaica we say, marry two products. We don't have to accept that anymore, because what has been shown globally is where you don't have a competitive tender for a project, you always end up paying more. And that's not a good use of taxpayers' money. I believe that our local contractors must be put on a level playing field. We need to separate the financing. We need to size them. Don't make them all mega projects, so that because you need $1 billion US in capital, you automatically exclude every Jamaican contractor. Size them in ways that our Jamaican companies have a level playing field to compete on. And that's my issue.
Okay. We spend an inordinate sum on imported food, in excess of US 900 million, I believe. How will you make the agricultural sector a larger contributor to the economy? And what message do you want to send to farmers? Bearing in mind that I think you're the son of a farmer.
I'm the son of I'm a son of a dairy farmer, and from a family of dairy and fish farmers. My brother is still one of the most productive fish farmers, and sheep, But the days of the machete and hoe farm are really over, or coming to an end. Young people, particularly young people who graduated from high school, don't see that as an option. On the other hand, there are now technologies cheaply available that can increase the productivity of farms, many fold. So my brother is a fish farmer. He drives around his pond dikes with a laptop, and he carefully measures the water quality, the feed conversion ratios, all the critical inputs, and he can predict with a great deal of reliability the yield of each pond. And he has that at his fingertips all the time. You know, when we started fish farming back in the 70s, it was almost like a crapshoot.
Yes,
What was going? You put in the fish, you fed them for a few months, and then you were at guessing what was going to come out at the other end. It's not like that at all. No, he's very scientific. He does, you know, he has his own breeding program. He breeds for particular conformity in terms of the shape of the fish, the yield of the fillet, the tolerance to variations in water quality. It's highly scientific, and he, you know, and he makes a good living from it.
Yeah. Okay. How do you intend to improve the standard of living for Jamaicans?
Well, in a sense, this would encapsulate all the other answers that I've given.
That's a clever response.
Yeah. You know, again, you design an economic ecosystem that is inclusive, that accommodates the small and medium operator, where you're going to get all the innovation coming from in the society, with the transformation coming from. You transform your educational system to be putting out the type of citizen that's going to help your economy to grow. You modernize and bring a lot of technology into your agriculture so that the productivity increases. You'll have less people employed, but you'll have people earning a lot more, and you'll have the society having to import a lot less products. So all of this goes into you know, a system. It's not a one silver bullet. You need to look at a systemic solution, and if you address all of those, then you will get a fast-growing, productive economy, giving a better quality of life to our citizens.